Today, we're diving into a story that has moved millions. But we're not just going to retell it. We're going to break down why it's so incredibly powerful by looking at it through the lens of a classic hero's journey. And at the center of it all is a very unlikely hero named Laifu.
And it all kicks off with this, a desperate, chilling cry for help from a little girl. I mean, just think about that. This one single line is what shatters an ordinary day and calls a hero into action. A hero nobody saw coming.
So here's where it all begins. A 5-year-old girl named Yao Yao is playing outside her house, and then, suddenly, she's not. She's just gone. And in that one moment, her family is thrown into absolute terror.
Of course, their minds immediately leap to the most terrifying place imaginable: traffickers. The search is just frantic. It's pure chaos, driven by nothing but raw, gut-wrenching emotion. They're running around, calling her name, but there's no plan, no logic, just this mounting, overwhelming fear.
Okay, so while the humans are completely lost in their panic, this is where our real protagonist steps in. It's the family dog, Laifu. And get this, he's the only one who starts a methodical investigation. He's calm, he's focused, and he's about to become the hero of this whole story.
I mean, just look at this. This isn't just some worried pet. He's a full-on detective. He finds evidence, the hairpin, and he follows the trail. He leads them right to a specific spot, and then he does the only thing he can do to tell them. He barks like crazy, trying to scream, "She's in here." It's amazing, right? This is a hero bringing order to chaos.
Now you know every hero's journey has to have some trials, some obstacles. But for Laifu, the biggest challenge isn't the villain. Nope, it's the very people he's trying to save. His warnings are completely ignored.
And this slide just lays out the conflict so brilliantly. On one side, you have Laifu's clear, step-by-step logic. And on the other, the family's fear, which is just curdled into pure anger. They're calling him a stupid dog, telling him he's wasting your time. They are so blinded by panic that they just can't see the truth that's right there in front of their faces.
And that anger, man, it boils over into this absolutely horrifying moment. Yao Yao's own father, just completely overwhelmed, turns all that rage on Laifu. So now our hero isn't just being ignored, he's being threatened by the very person he's trying to help. This is rock bottom. He is totally, completely alone.
And here's the kicker. While the family is attacking their only real lead, the true villain is hiding right there in plain sight. It's a neighbor, Wang Chenggui. He's got Yao Yao, he's demanding a ransom, and he's actively sending the family off on a wild goose chase, using their disbelief in the dog to his own advantage. But just when you think it's all over, we get to the story's big emotional turning point. You know, in a hero's darkest hour, when everything seems lost, sometimes a single ally is all it takes. And for Laifu, this is that moment.
I mean, think about it. The entire family has written him off. The father wants to kill him. The mother thinks he's just a nuisance. Laifu has done everything right, but it's not enough. So the question is just hanging there. Is there anyone at all who will finally listen?
And the answer comes from the grandmother. While everyone else is shouting and panicking, she just quietly says, "Laifu, I believe you." And with those simple words, everything shifts. The hero isn't alone anymore. He's got an ally.
But that doesn't mean it's easy. This just leads to their next big test. The grandmother and Laifu, they march right up and confront the kidnapper. But the rest of the village? They side with the man, not with the old woman and her dog. They're publicly shamed, basically called crazy, and told, you can't wrong a good person. It's this classic test of our hero's belief against this massive wall of public doubt.
All right, this brings us to the climax, the grand finale of the whole journey. This is what we call the ordeal. The hero has to go right into the heart of the danger and risk everything to finally win the day. And it all happens so fast. Boom, boom, boom. Laifu gets captured, and they're literally about to kill him. But then the grandmother bursts in, creating this huge diversion just as the child buyers show up. And their arrival blows the whole criminal operation wide open. In all that chaos, Yao Yao is finally rescued, and the bad guys are caught. The hero's near sacrifice leads directly to the victory. So, after all of that, what's the reward? Is it a medal, a big parade? No. For Laifu, the true reward was the only thing that ever mattered. Yao Yao is safe. His family is whole again. His world is finally back to normal.
But what's so powerful here is that the story doesn't end with some big party. The final act is quieter, much more intimate and profound. It focuses on the moments after the storm and that incredible bond between our hero and his very first believer.
In the end, we see the grandmother just sitting with an exhausted Laifu, and she remembers their whole history together. How he was just a stray trying to get out of the rain. How he chose her, following her around like a little shadow until she finally gave him a name and a home. And she even remembers that this wasn't the first life he'd saved. He'd saved hers once before. He was never just a pet. He was always a protector.
And the story leaves us with this final, incredible line. It's a statement that just erases any difference between the human child and the canine hero. It completely redefines what family and loyalty really mean. And it leaves us asking ourselves, who are the heroes in our own lives? And are we really listening when they're trying to tell us something important?